Welcome back, everybody, to the Blooper Reel Podcast, Season 2, Episode 8. This guest I have is very close to the guest I just had. Is the wife of Chris. So I'm going to go through her resume real quick. She's an actor, a writer, a yoga enthusiast. She's been on productions like The Exorcist, Believer, About Last Night, Being Mary Jane, Hawaii Five-0, and On 10. Right? She's also, now that she's in the Lowcountry, she's been doing a lot of theater productions. The most recent one being Intimate Apparel. And she just got her MBA. There's nothing this woman can't do. She's amazing. Please give a very warm welcome to Tracey Graves.
Hey.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming out here and being on the episode.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
There's a lot of questions I have for you. And it's funny because you and Chris, like, you guys have done so much, and then you have to take that and be like, okay, tell me about it in an hour. It's almost impossible. And you're not done. You're still doing so many other things that you have coming down the road. And we're going to talk about all that. Let's start with, where are you from?
I was born in Jamaica, Queens. Southside Jamaica, Queens. Stand up.
Were you really? I used to live in Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Did you really?
I swear, I went to first grade. I think I lived there for like a year, maybe 2 years.
Oh my God.
I lived in Park Tower, 11th floor.
Wow.
I remember. I was a kid. Yeah, that's crazy.
We were on 1031 Union Hall Street. I was born in the Jamaica Hospital.
No way.
Yes. And then we moved to Long Island. I lived in Freeport and Westbury.
How old were you when you moved to Long Island?
Probably. I did. The house in Queens is the house that my father and his siblings grew up in. So I probably lived there for maybe the first 2 years of my life, and then left and moved further out in Long Island. But there was a lot of instability in my family. So we did a lot of moving around. We did a lot of migrating around New York and the East Coast.
Was it like, because you had to change schools and stuff, but did you think that was like...
I did. Well, at another point in my childhood, we lived in Brooklyn. And my father couldn't put us in Brooklyn public schools. He didn't have the correct information. And we wanted to move out of Brooklyn anyway. He was with my then stepmother, who is the mother of my younger sister.
Okay. So
because we were living in a cramped 1-bedroom apartment with 2 adults, 4 kids,
wow.
One of the women being pregnant, we needed space. So instead of putting us in school in Brooklyn, he put us in school in Freeport, which is where we then moved. But in order to get to school on time from Brooklyn to Freeport, we woke up before the crackheads.
Okay.
And we left the house in what felt like the dead of night.
Yeah.
To take 2 or 3 trains and two buses.
What time do the crackheads wake up?
They probably wake up about 4:35. So we were out of the house while they were sleeping peacefully.
That's rough. That's not a fun childhood.
No, my father showed us how to do it once, and then the 3 of us had to do it. I'm in 2nd grade. My sister is probably in 6th or 7th. My brother's in 8th grade.
Yeah. Was your brother like, okay, like he's in charge of the group and getting everybody to school?
Yes and no. There's one funny story. So then and technically this school wasn't even in Freeport. Technically this school was in Uniondale, for anyone who knows.
How
the
far
geography of
is that
Freeport
distance?
And Long Island. A train ride. So from Brooklyn, we moved to Freeport, but we were still going to school in Uniondale. At one point, my brother spent our bus fare playing Street Fighter at the convenience store. So Charisse, my sister, said, well, I'm not walking with y'all. I'm getting on the bus. She gets on the bus and goes home. My brother had to carry me most of the way, but not to Brooklyn. At this point, it was to Freeport. So it was a train ride, let's say, 20 stops. I can't remember.
Okay.
But we pretty much had to walk from Uniondale to Freeport because we spent our money.
No. Did he get in trouble? Was he like,
absolutely.
Why are you guys back home?
Absolutely. My sister told on him as soon as she got home. So, and this is the early 90s. So there's no cell phones. There's no calling. Where are you? There's no Uber.
No. Just survive.
Just strange men in vans that you avoid.
Yeah. That's okay. So you, Long Island, right now from Queens.
Yes.
How long did you spend there? Where was the next stop for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
and at any point in this, sorry, it's gonna feel like I don't want to feel like I'm interrupting, but
let's do it.
Where was it that you think, or what age do you think you found like your calling for entertainment, or your calling to like be on a stage?
Oh yeah, this was in Brooklyn in our
Okay.
1-bedroom walk-up brownstone apartment. I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and when no one was home, I would stand on a chair in the bathroom in front of the mirror. I'd have a t-shirt over my head to pretend like it was hair.
Yeah.
And I put Vaseline on my eyes and my lips. That was makeup.
Okay.
And I would give red carpet interviews. I don't even know where I would have seen a red carpet interview. I did watch a ton of black and white films with my mother on TCM and AMC because she loves it. But I don't remember doing that before 5. It's possible that I did. I don't think Entertainment Tonight was on yet.
Yeah.
Not in our house, at least.
No.
I don't know where that desire came from.
It's just something in you. Like,
I was just giving interviews. Yeah.
Why do you think interviews? I guess it was like an easy thing to pretend to do. Like
You're right. You're right. Why wasn't I running lines?
Yeah, right.
I was giving interviews about the work that I had done previously that I'm here promoting. That's wild. It's probably because I'm lazy. I don't want to do the work. I just want all the glory and the glitz and the glam. No, I think probably because I think the interviews, there was some glamour in it.
Yeah.
And there was definitely some connection to the Hollywood star that little me wanted to be. My spirit also wanted me to be a ballerina. Okay. But I was too shy to tell anyone to put me in dance classes.
But you were good with like, I'm going to be an entertainer like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to do something. I definitely wrote horror films as a child.
Oh, wow.
That I gathered my brother and sister and my stepbrother to play in. And my stepbrother would play the horror music on his little keyboard. My sister was the woman that gets killed by my baby alive doll, who is the vampire.
Okay.
And my brother was underneath the sheet guiding the baby alive doll. As she arose from the dead.
Did you like show your parents and they're like, what are you
They
doing?
were our audience.
Yeah.
We turned the lights down low. We put on a show. They had to come into the room. Yeah. We had seats for them.
That's so funny. That's so creative.
And I directed it at 6 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That sounds like so much fun. But like, that's when you really think you were like, this is the path I'm on. This is what I want to do.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I have auditioned for things for my entire life. In elementary school, I would scare myself to death. I just knew I needed to audition to be in the show. Mm-hmm. And I went home and I practiced by myself, which probably shouldn't do. And then I'd get on stage and I'd be scared to death during the audition. I'd be so quiet and like mumbling, but they still gave me a little part. I was able to read a few lines.
Like school productions, like school theater stuff that you would do?
Right. But I loved it so much. I needed to do it, but I was still scared to death. Yeah. And for a very long time in life.
When do you think that changed? Do you think you just had to find like that confidence? Like, oh, I'm good at this. I found my stage. Last year? No way.
I still haven't found it. Yeah. No, but definitely very more recently than I like to admit. For sure. Yeah. You know, that is ever evolving in us, that level of confidence. And also the need to just do the thing no matter how you feel about it. You
know what that means? And I've talked to, I think it was maybe MJoy I was talking to about, whenever something is like difficult and like you're like shy in your position, that's when you know you have a passion for it. Because like, even though like I'm struggling to do this, like, but I'm still getting out there auditioning and I'm like terrified to do it, but I still want to do it. That's know you love it.
That's right. That's us fighting through, you know, some people call that the enemy trying to stop us. Lately in life, I've been saying I want to do the hard thing because scared little bitches say no. Yeah, that's right. That's true. I was in Mexico and I went parasailing, and like I was with this group of like, it was my friend or my brother's group.
I was like, hey, do you guys want to go parasailing with me? And everyone was like, no. I was like, scared little bitches.
Scared little bitches.
I saw sea turtles when I was out there.
Oh my God, I can imagine.
Yeah, and they were
I've been parasailing. I loved it.
And they're like, oh, I want to see a sea turtle. I was like, we should have fucking gone parasailing, I guess.
Yeah. No, but they actually don't want to see sea turtles. They're okay
Yeah.
never seeing a sea turtle from aerial view.
Yeah. They don't
even know how much that would enrich their life.
It's so cool.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you for seeing that. Yeah. And I feel like I can see the sea turtles in your eyes.
Yeah. I had never seen them before. Like I've seen them on TV and so when I saw I was like, oh my God, it's like, these things look so cool.
They are magical creatures.
Yeah.
And wait until you swim with them. Do you swim?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. It was COVID. I spent the first few months of lockdown in Honolulu. Yeah. And because the island wasn't crawling with tens of thousands of tourists, the sea turtles came out.
That's so amazing.
And so we're just swimming around with them.
You were stuck in Hawaii for COVID?
Stuck. I chose to go there. I was living in New York at the time. I was living in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And it was March, and I was in yoga, and they had already started narrowing down the amount of students who can take classes. But then I was on the subway at one point, and I felt like no one was taking anything seriously. That's when we all took it seriously. Whatever. Anyway. But I just felt like people were licking the poles on the subway, and no one was wearing a glove or a mask. Yeah. And I wasn't a giant masker, but I definitely drank the juice that like some germ is going around, and no one in New York took it seriously.
Like, be careful, like wash your hands and like hand sanitize things.
You
like
know,
just things you would do for like the regular flu stuff. Like,
the pole was so close to this one girl's mouth. No. She's like leaning on it with her friend, and she's talking, and I was over there. I just saw the disease spreading all over the train. And then I called a friend of mine who lives in Honolulu, and I had just spent a few months there after my service in the Peace Corps. Oh, wow. By the way, there's also that.
Yeah.
Before and after my service. So I called him in March. I was like, bro, can I come crash with you again? Mm-hmm. So he has a studio apartment there, and he had a boat. So he let me quarantine in his studio while he and his son lived on his boat. And I believe I left on March 19th. And like on March 20th, it was on the news that New York was ground zero.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you got out there like right in time.
Right in the nick of time. I think they just shut down flights in Hawaii also in the next few days after that.
How long were you in Hawaii for?
Until I was there from March to about May or June.
Imagine if you didn't. Do you ever think about that? Like, what if I would have gone locked down in New York? Like, where, like, how different things could have been, or?
Yes, I think about that all of the time.
Like, you missed it by a day.
I didn't even post very much because I was like, I don't want to put this in people's face. Like, this is, and I probably should have, just to testify to the creator that I fully believe in and is leading my life. But I didn't want to rub that in people's faces. You know, it's a very sensitive time.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just going to use this.
So you mentioned that. Do you believe that there's like a creator and there's like a path out there for you?
Oh, yes. Yes. It's called the all. Lately I'm falling in love with the definition of God from the Kabbalion.
Okay.
Which is the all.
Yeah.
And everything is the all. Nothing is not the all. There was nothing before it. There's nothing after it. It cannot reproduce. It cannot be diminished in any way. And because it cannot reproduce, we are not just a reproduction of the all. We are actually existing in the mind of the all right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Which, because we were created in that image, we also have control of what we see using our mind.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's not as if you have some control over, but there's still like a path that like is forged for you in a sense. Is that right? Or did I misunderstand?
I think there's a mixture of both.
I think that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we can control. I don't believe there are any detours. No. I don't believe in roadblocks. I don't believe that things were not supposed to happen to us. Yeah. I think they are all a part of the path.
I recently started, like very recently, just like kind of opening my mind to that. Like, hey, there's like a plan out there. And like, we're not just all floating around just bumping into each other. I think there's a plan.
Yeah.
I have a really stupid example. So like, we're at this wedding and I'm crazy anxiety when I'm packing, and like I'm in the wedding. So I like double check my suit, make sure the tie is good, everything. and I bought a white shirt, and I have an extra white shirt, and I was like, I'm just gonna pack this extra white shirt. Why not? Like I have one. I don't need a second one. I'm gonna pack it.
Mm-hmm.
I get there, and one of the groomsmen forgot his white shirt, and I was like, get the fuck out.
Was that a coincidence?
I was like, what? And I showed up, and he's like, yeah, I don't have a white shirt. And my brother's like, what are you talking about? Like, you've known about this for like weeks. What do you mean? And I was like, I have an extra white shirt that'll fit you.
Extra shirt.
Crazy.
I've never packed an extra shirt.
I've never
before.
packed an extra. I have one white shirt. Why do I need? I've never done that before.
Right.
Yeah.
So that I like to think that is the spirit talking to us.
Yeah.
That's our.
It's such a small thing, but
tapping into our intuition that probably happens more often than you think.
And I just don't realize it. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You're probably right.
I knew that was going to happen. I saw that coming. I heard that before it happened.
I think you have to be open to seeing it, right? Like, do you think you like have opened yourself up and you notice it more now?
Oh man, I beg the spirit every day, build that muscle, please. I want to hear from you more. Yeah. I don't ever want to question it ever again. And I think we do hear. I think that voice is a lot more quiet and more still than the voice of fear.
Right.
Which is loud and penetrating and crippling.
It's like you're hearing it but not always listening to it.
For sure. Yeah, the radio station is broadcasting all day and night, but are we tuned into that channel?
Most people probably not.
Right. We tune past it.
Yeah.
So
you have to make
we
like
do
a
catch
conscious
something.
effort. Yeah.
Right. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
It's another muscle that we build.
Yeah.
Our spiritual muscles, for sure.
That's so interesting. But you so you found like your start in like acting and entertaining and stuff like that. How much more time are you spending in New York, and like do you graduate high school there or?
Very good question. I did not graduate high school there. At about 11 years old, my sister and I were sent to live in Richmond, Virginia, with my aunt and my cousin.
Yeah.
Okay. Love Richmond. Love Richmond. My heart is in Richmond. Yeah. I love everyone in Richmond, where I stayed through high school.
Okay.
Graduated high school and then college, VCU. So I did my undergrad at VCU in Richmond.
And continued doing theater work this whole time?
I joined the show choir in 9th grade. And that was another thing that just fell into my lap from someone else. My best girlfriend at the time said she was going to audition at the end of 9th grade for show choir. I said, what is that? She goes, didn't you go to the assembly? I was probably absent.
Yeah.
Or my class just didn't go. But the show choir, we sing and we dance on stage. And like I told you, my little toddler self wanted to be a ballerina.
Right.
But I never put myself in anything. I never asked anyone to. So I auditioned for the show choir without even knowing what it was. I wound up doing it for the next 3 years.
Loved it.
Of high school. Loved it. It became my life. I was a part of the chamber choir. When I joined the show choir, so we started in 10th grade, we had a choreographer come and give us a choreography that we will be practicing all school year to compete at the end. Mm-hmm. The day we learned the choreography, it made myself and 3 other students dance captains.
Oh, wow.
To teach the choreography without her
you guys
for the
were
rest of the year.
Best
absolutely. We were the ones that picked it up.
So you were a natural.
It was the first time I had ever learned choreography.
You just had it in you.
Just picked it up. Because my little spirit inside the whole time was like, we're going to perform. So
you want this. I'm going to give you an opportunity. That's such a crazy way to think about it. I love it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. So it was my entire life. So I did that in ROTC.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I did too. Did you feel like overwhelmed whenever like that opportunity presented itself? Like, because again, you still have this shyness, you still have like the scaredness of it, and you're like, okay, you're dance captain, like, oh shit, like, or did you just grab the bull by the horns, like, okay, we're doing this?
Thank you for asking that, because I absolutely grabbed the bull by the horns. Yeah. I did not hesitate for 2 seconds.
Yeah,
and I don't even think I really considered that.
Yeah.
When I think about all the times I was embarrassed or scared to do something, I guess because the emotions connected to those moments are a lot stronger. Mm-hmm. So they have overshadowed that. But there was not a doubt in my mind. Yeah. I did not even know what a dance captain was. I didn't even know that she was going to choose anyone.
You didn't know that was a position.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah. And then she's like, okay, yeah, Tracey, you and you and you. You guys will teach them the rest of these.
I think that shows like true courage. Like courage isn't not being scared. It's being scared and then overcoming a fear.
For sure.
That's true courage. And that's what you've done with all these entertainment things, like being on stage, being scared but still doing
Just
it.
going.
Yeah, I think that truly shows courage.
Yeah. When I moved to LA, after I graduated, a year after I graduated from VCU, I had a conversation with my cousin who was living out by the water in Newport News. And
been through there too, yeah. I went to a training that I was in at Fort Eustis, Virginia.
Yep. Because my uncle is retired Air Force, so that's why they were there. She says one day on a whim, she's like, I just want to up and move to California sometimes. Mind you, I knew I was going to move to California in middle school. I told my best girlfriend that when I graduated high school, I'm moving to Los Angeles.
Right.
So I knew that. It turned out to be right after college.
Okay.
So my cousin says, sometimes I just want to go. And I said, well, I always want to go. And she's like, let's do it.
That's such a scary thing.
Let's
you're moving across America.
From coast to coast, literally. Early in the wee hours of the morning at 4:00 in the morning, I drove east to pick her up from Newport News, Virginia, on the water.
Well, you're used to that. The crackheads aren't awake. Remember?
Absolutely.
You've been training for this. You were born for this.
Let's go. Eye of the Tiger is playing.
Yes.
And not only that, but we drove from coast to coast in just over a day and a half.
That's insane.
She drove while I slept.
Oh my God.
I drove while she slept. We only slept at the same time once, and that was in Arizona just before the sun came up. Because I was driving and I started hallucinating. Right. I thought that I was seeing pine trees lining the highway in Arizona.
That's not
not
a thing.
There.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I swear to you, I was driving and I kept looking off and I was like, if this doesn't change in the next 5 minutes, I'm pulling over.
Was it one of those like where you saw it out of the corner of your eye, but then when you looked, it was gone? Or was you when you were looking, you were seeing it?
That's how it started.
Oh no!
I was trying to find the reflection of the moon in some animal's eye off in the distance, or some. I was trying to find a mountain, and I could not.
No.
I was trying to find the dirt and the boulders that I knew were there.
There's some people that will never know like true and I'm sure I still don't even know, but like there was a time me and 3 other of my comic friends went to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And we had done it's a 4-hour drive to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And we did 4 comedy spots. Yeah. I love the comedy scene in Atlanta.
That's where I did my first stand-up set.
Really? Mm-hmm. We're going to get into that.
Okay.
And everyone had a good night. Like all 4 of us, great sets. No one bombed or anything. We went to a legit comedy club at the end of the night. It was good.
Nice.
It's 1 a.m. We get into my truck. We have a 4-hour drive back home. And I look, and the passenger side window is shattered in my truck.
Oh,
and I was
they got you.
No. And I asked the other comedians who were local. I was like, what do I do? He's like, yeah, you just gotta leave your truck unlocked. And I was like, what?
What?
What do you mean? So anyway, that happened, and it's 33 degrees out. So we have to drive home. I sweep out all the glass. I do the police report. We get a trash bag. I tape it up, and we're just driving.
Oh my God.
And I'm driving, and I'm exhausted. I'm overstimulated at this point. And I remember there's a semi here, and I'm passing the semi. I get over to pass the semi, and then I wake up and I'm in front of the semi. God. And I have no memory of passing the actual semi.
Jesus,
and I was like, I should pull over. So I pull over, I get my buddy Tracy. I was like, Tracy, you got to drive me. I cannot. And he's like, okay, I got you.
Yep.
So yeah, I know where you're there's things I'm missing right now.
That's
you
right.
were getting extra stuff in your exhaustion.
God. And I was like, this is not going to end well. And I asked her if she was ready to drive. She was not. So we pulled over.
Just like a gas station. You guys just slept for a little bit.
Absolutely. It was probably under a bridge or something random. What's wrong with us? She wanted to drive straight through because God bless my cousin Celise. Hey, boo. Shout out. She was convinced that Steven Spielberg was waiting for her at a coffee shop.
I love it.
So she wanted to get straight to LA immediately. I said, we can do that under one condition. We stop at the Grand Canyon, which was, 40 miles north of I-40. Right. So we had to drive 80 miles out of the way. But we did. We got our Grand Canyon shot. I think I'm wearing my scarf in it also. It was a nice scarf. It wasn't like a bonnet we're wearing now. But yeah, we did that in just over a day and a half. Just that sheer determination and drive and passion and fuck it.
Did you guys go with the idea of we are going to pursue a career in entertainment, or you just wanted to move there?
Absolutely.
Okay. So
no.
in your head, you're already we're going to go try to be actors, or she will also want to be an actor?
She also wanted to be an actress.
Did you guys have savings or anything, or
So that's what took us the year. So right after I graduated from VCU, I was in an on again, off again relationship with the man who would turn out to be my ex-husband.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And we were on and off when Celise and I decided to move.
Okay.
So I was like, this shit ain't happening with this nigga. Let's go. So we decided to take a year and save money.
Right.
So in that year, I got a full-time job, and me and this guy decide to make this year pleasant.
Right.
And so we kind of start doing that thing again. And in that year, we probably have the best year that we had in the few years we were dating.
Right. Do you think because you knew what was at the end of this
Not
year?
for a fucking moment.
At the end of the year, you knew what did it make it difficult at all?
Not
Okay.
at fucking all.
Right.
And I was like, I'm glad this time was pleasant. Okay, bye.
Yeah, we're done. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm sure there was some pull, but I also was not really connected to vulnerability or empathy or compassion until very recently in life.
Okay.
So we shouldn't have gotten married either, because I feel like I married him eventually. Eventually, I moved to California. He moved 6 months later.
Right.
We break up 6 months after that.
Oh, no.
We get engaged 6 months after that.
Oh,
okay,
no.
so there was a lot going
Okay.
on. All right. I chose to marry him because it was a great idea.
Yeah.
So going all the way back to deciding to move to LA,
Right.
I just knew that LA had been a dream of mine.
Right.
And I love that things were great with me and this guy at the time. But it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
To
Your
keep
dream trumped that. You still yeah.
Absolutely.
And you already are someone who pursues things that if you have this idea in here, you're like, I'm going to do this.
We're doing it. We're doing it. And to rewind a little further, when I graduated high school in 2003, I wrote myself a letter that was to be opened 10 years later in 2013. When I finally opened that letter in about 2014, some of the things I said to myself had started to come true.
Okay.
And I wept. So I started VCU as a pre-nursing major because that is a stable job.
Right.
And I love everything anatomy and physiology. So I knew I didn't want to be a doctor. Probably once again because I didn't want to do the work. That's also a theme.
12 years is some crazy amount of schooling. It's so much.
I hung out with a girlfriend of mine who I was in elementary, middle, high school, college with. I mean, we didn't go to the same college, but we're the same age.
Right.
I hung out with her, I believe it was in 2020, and she was just finally finishing school. We're in our 30s. Yeah. We were in our 30s then, because she is a NICU, a neonatal intensive care unit surgeon.
What a title.
I know.
Yeah, what a title to have.
What a badass. Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, good for you. It takes
her struggles were not my struggles in those years, but yeah.
I went through. I'm not I went to college initially out of high school, and I did a semester and a half, and I just partied the whole time. I did. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So not responsible. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, this isn't for me. I hate school. And then I went to the Army, and I was gone for 15 years. And then I did get my associates though. I got it online while I was there. I was like, nice. And I did that, and I was like, this is enough. I don't want to do it anymore.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know, gosh. But so we did mention you got your MBA recently.
I did.
When do you think I want to circle back to your journey in LA and stuff like that, mm-hmm. but because it's so much schooling, we just talked about your friend had to go through so much schooling. What is it in you that you're I want to get my MBA?
Yeah.
Was it just a goal you set for yourself, or?
Yeah, there was a combination of the awareness hit me in a most uncomfortable way that I needed to mature and cut the shit and grow up. And a condition or reward of my service in the Peace Corps was that we can get our master's or doctorate degree. We can get a degree for free or up to 50% reduced cost.
Wow.
Under what's called the Paul D. Coverdell Fellowship for returned Peace Corps volunteers. So Peace Corps has a relationship with various programs at various schools around the country. Right. So I look on the list, and the only two programs that I would take advantage of was a master's in linguistics from Arizona State or the Master's in Business from Coles College of Business at Kennesaw State in Atlanta. And we were living in Atlanta at the time.
Perfect.
KSU was 30 to 45 minutes away.
That's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the campuses was in Sandy Springs, which was 15 minutes away from me, where I was able to take a class or two.
Right.
So I started in person, and I took 3 classes. 2 of them were core classes. One was an elective business law. Mm-hmm. And because we decided to move to Hilton Head, I was able to switch into the web MBA program. So I technically started over, but I was able to get the credits for the first 2 classes. Yeah. But in the web MBA program, the program was completely different than in person. It's a cohort-based program where I take the same 2 classes each semester with the same group. Right. We started out with 5. After the first semester, we dropped down to 3. And so the 3 of us did master's business work for 6 people for the entirety of our program.
So your workload was a lot more than.
And we finished with distinction, by the way, with a 4.0.
Killing it. I think you mentioned like you wanted to like, you're like, it's time to mature. But I think me and you have both met people that like never hit that point.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
I wonder what that's like. They're like, no, I'm fine with this. Which is good for them if they're happy. But there are some people out there that are just like, never gonna, like the party's never stopping.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
What was it in me? I think it was just a lack of awareness. I didn't realize it was important.
Yeah.
I didn't know effective communication was important because I was used to speaking to people the way I wanted to speak. Because that's how I was raised.
Speaking to my heart right now. I've gone through those very like same changes very recently. Like understanding like perspective changes. Empathy.
Right.
Like
oh my God.
Anger is not the solution always.
It's not.
There's like
we can make another choice.
My life is so much I feel better not being angry all the time. Like it just takes it out. It's exhausting, you know? Like
it is.
It's like my shoulders like are lighter. Like I don't know. But a lot of those things have been happening recently to me too. So it's very interesting.
That. Yeah. For me, impact became important. So how can I be impactful? Oh, I can speak to people the way they want to be spoken to. And it's entirely possible for me to learn how to do that, to grow that muscle.
Yeah.
That communication muscle.
You can change someone's attitude just like if you speak to them like just quietly and calmly and like empathize with them. They might be having a terrible day and you could like turn their whole day around.
That's right. Or we can make it worse.
Or we can make it worse. Yeah, you can make it worse. That's just because they're upset. They're upset that you're happy.
Exactly. And you know, if I'm connected emotionally to this moment, then I would allow them to make me angry. Yeah. If I didn't care about this moment, then I would laugh.
Right.
Either way, that those reactions are not serving the moment. They're not serving our relationship.
Right.
Relationships became important also
to
me in the last few years.
Same. This is so crazy. Yeah. Because like I got out of the Army and it was like I just didn't value relationships that like people I cared about. And I was like, okay, well, I want to focus on reaching out to these people that I know love me and I love them and I want to like let's build this again. So
right.
What are the steps you took to build like relationships in your life?
I just made a concerted effort to reach out to people.
Yeah.
To just say, I'm sending you a message or I'm saying hello. I am the epitome of a lone wolf.
Yeah.
I can do any and everything by myself and be at such peace.
Yeah.
Okay. But like you said, people do love us. And they do want to spend time with us.
You're stealing something from them.
Absolutely.
Just because you're good, you're taking something from someone else.
Absolutely. And I've started asking the all to use me. So how can I be of use if I'm not in community? Mm-hmm. How can I be a medium and share what's coming through me if I don't plug into other people? Right. So that I just wanted to be impactful. I just wanted to mature. I was coming off of a project that I felt that I embarrassed myself thoroughly behind the scenes in.
Oh no.
And over time, after unpacking it, I realized what a blessing. We all go through transformations. We all go through the metamorphosis. And sometimes people witness us looking like idiots or making a fool of ourselves. Sometimes we can do it in silence.
Sometimes you have to hit a rock bottom before you like pivot and turn yourself around.
Yes. So my rock
I'm
bottom.
not saying that you like hit a rock bottom.
No, but it was. It felt like absolutely. It was the first time I had an anxiety attack. It was the first time I'd actually really started second guessing myself. And it was probably the first time that I took a hard look at how I was showing up.
Right.
And why it's important to not think so much about ourselves when we are working or in community or just connecting at all when we're serving others.
Right.
Service became important to me at that time because I was only serving myself.
Yeah.
And it caused me to be a weirdo.
Yeah.
It wasn't the worst. Thank God I wasn't showing up to set drunk or high.
Right. You weren't like way off.
I wasn't wasted. I wasn't late.
Yeah.
I was just a weirdo.
Yeah. But that's like, to you, that was an important thing. To you, that was your rock bottom. Like me and Chris were talking about it. Someone's perspective, right? Someone's worst day could be your average Thursday.
That's right.
Your rock bottom could be, someone's end of their world, like,
Absolutely.
and vice versa.
And it has been for some people.
Yeah.
Right.
But like you were able to see that as a growing point. Like, okay, like let's change things. Like instead of like blaming others, you're like, what's going on here?
Absolutely.
I think
because
that's really
we're
important.
in control.
Yeah.
One of the 7 Hermetic principles is the law of cause and effect, and also the law of mentalism.
Yeah.
Like we are creating this world, and every effect that we see has a cause, and for the most part, we are the generator.
Yeah.
Of what we're experiencing, whether we like it or not.
Right.
So the best thing we can do in any situation is to ask, how did I cause this?
Yeah. I like thinking that way, but sometimes I'm really bad at it because I'm still stubborn, and I'm like, I'm gonna go do stupid stuff now.
Absolutely.
It's just...
And it's like, no, actually, they did start this. There's a clear timeline. The bullet point says first entry.
You did this, so I did this.
Yeah, and then of course the answer is energetically. Mm-hmm. How did I cause this with my thoughts and beliefs?
Sometimes I think about it after. I like Monday morning quarterback. I was like, I should have done that.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So I know we got a little bit of time, but so I want to make sure we cover everything, which is impossible. You've done so much. Like we're going to try to.
And just starting. I feel like I'm just starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you, LA, right?
Yes.
You're there. It's just talk to me real quick. Like, what are the first steps into getting into like the acting world? So you get there, like, do you guys like find a place immediately, or are you guys like, we're living out of this car for right now?
Yeah. So my cousin Celeste, her brother Corey, had been living in LA for a while.
Okay.
So he was our example that we saw this is possible. He was at the time he was on tour dancing with Miley Cyrus.
That's pretty cool.
Right. This was definitely still like Hannah Montana. So it was Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus on tour. He was living on Sepulveda Boulevard in the Valley. Shout out to the Valley people who know. And we wound up renting a hotel room for $50 at like the Starlight Inn.
Right.
I forget the name, but it's near the Target on Sepulveda Boulevard. So it was $50 a night. We were there for a week. We hit the ground running, driving around LA, looking for jobs, emailing people. Right. Craigslist was huge. This was 2009. Mm-hmm. I had impeccable luck on Craigslist.
Right.
And I wound up finding our first acting gig
on
and
Craigslist?
My first job on Craigslist.
What was your first job?
My first job was a Burbank Airport Marriott. Mm-hmm. I was there for 6 months. However, there was a woman there who said she was moving on to the W in Hollywood. And coming from Virginia, where everyone has their jobs forever, I just thought I'd work at the Burbank Airport Marriott until Quentin Tarantino hires me, right? So when she left, and I was like, yeah, but you're having a great time here. Why are you leaving? She was leaving to make more money. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right.
That's an option, yeah.
You can leave a job for upward mobility, of course. So I went on Craigslist, and the Soho House was advertising that they were coming to LA. I didn't know what that was. Have you heard of this?
No, what is it?
Exactly. So it is a private members club that was started in the UK. They had a few houses in and around London, and they had a New York house at the time, and that was it. They were opening their Beverly Hills location, and they needed everyone: managers, servers, hostesses, chefs, fucking cleaners. Yeah. Who wants to do the windows? Who wants to clean the pillows? Everybody. So my cousin and I went and interviewed for the job. There's mass group interviews. And then if you were put into one room, they called you back. And the place wasn't even built yet. We trained for 2 weeks in the same building, but on the ground floor at a coffee shop. And we opened around Oscars in 2010. And Harvey Weinstein was the first person to have a huge A-list party there. Okay. We didn't even have computers or phones.
It's rented out for it's a venue to rent out for parties and things, right?
They have venue spaces, but it's pretty much a restaurant. Some of them have hotels. So it is a private members club where you can go and network for people in and around the entertainment industry. On camera.
So getting a job there is huge.
Absolutely. And I had no idea. When I found this on Craigslist, I Googled it and I saw a picture of Rihanna at the New York Soho House at the pool. And I was like, oh.
This is the place.
This is the place. I want to work here.
Yeah.
And then, I get to interact with Rihanna a year or two later.
That over there, really?
I was this is where I would, people like Rihanna hang out at this place. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it was in Beverly Hills, of course. It was like LA's, Hollywood's Soho House at the time. So it was fun. What was the question? Oh, working. Yes. Working, yes. So we get here. We just interviewed a ton. I started working at the Soho House. While I was at the Soho House, I was talking myself out of the entertainment industry, kind of.
Really?
Because I was like, well, I said I wanted to be in the entertainment industry in some way, shape, or form. So technically, this is it.
Right.
I used to do my own hair. I cut it and colored it. Vidal Sassoon himself, before he passed away, came in. He was a member.
Right.
And he complimented my haircut and color.
Wow.
And because I've been doing my hair my entire life, I thought, oh, maybe I'm supposed to be a set stylist. Right. So I went to a beta. I went to hair school, met 2 of my best girlfriends. This was in 2010.
Still to this day?
To this day. One was our instructor and the other one, we were in the class together. We actually grew up in Richmond about 30 minutes from each other.
Did you guys know each other in Richmond?
Not at all.
No,
of course not.
That's so weird how that works out.
I know. Yeah. Synchronicities in life that we just can't plan for. We can only follow the calling and just listen and not say no.
Yeah.
So I went to hair school and then I dropped out of hair school because I was like, nah, it's not for me.
Yeah. No, you're like,
this is not for me. No. But at Soho House, because I was interacting with anyone you can think of in Hollywood.
What was your specific job at the Soho House?
I worked at the front desk, so I checked everyone in, and I also was a hostess and then eventually the maitre d' of the restaurant upstairs.
So you're the first person they see every part of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you had to be on.
I loved it. And I work with some badass black bitches who really taught me to open my fucking mouth.
Really?
And it is okay to stand your ground and to say, no. Are you on the list?
The customer isn't always right.
Absolutely not. And that's what they taught us also when they trained us. Vanessa, bless her heart, I believe she's still with the company. I think she was with the company when they opened. Mm-hmm. She told us that when we're checking people in, it doesn't matter who they are. We address everyone by their first names. We do not get preferential treatment. And we don't have to take their shit. So if someone comes in there with their ego as big as the room who may say something like, do you know who I am? Right. She tells a story that she said, oh my God, everyone, this man needs help. He doesn't know who he is. So we were taught that we can say dumb shit like that. And I was raised in a sarcastic ass family. I was built for this.
You were ready for this. Were you nervous the first time you had to do that? Was it overwhelming? I have to call them by their first name and
I mean, a little, yeah. But
it's also got to feel a little liberating once you finally do.
Absolutely.
Right?
Because, we were given permission.
Yeah.
And, at a time, this is my early 20s, I still needed permission to be myself.
Yeah.
And to be bold. So we were given permission. And I didn't realize this until years later that I had a hard time being that way out in the world.
Right.
So that job, that position was a kind of a mask that I got to put on. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't authentic and it wasn't me. And I was forgetting to put on the cloak of compassion and empathy and impact. So I was dressing up as the sassy one who pranced around. Apparently, people tell me how I walk. I mean,
Is it you know sassy walk?
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know. My shoulders are up.
Yeah.
My chest is out.
I think that's just good posture.
That's exactly what it
Right?
is. Right. But I guess it just stands out.
Okay. Because I guess a lot of people... I have a bad time. Like, I'll like slouch, so I need it.
It just feels good. I don't know. I was standing in line at the grocery store once, and an older Black woman had to cross in front of me. And as she's walking, she goes, "You have great posture. Your grandmother would be proud."
I've heard someone say that's so funny. Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So now you've started, right? Like you're in Soho House. Like, do you remember your first role that you got where you're like, okay, we have traction?
Yes, and it actually came from working there. Like my first acting role.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Yeah, it came from there. Actually, a dear girlfriend of mine, Elisa, out in Nashville now. I came to work once, and she was rehearsing lines in the back office with our manager. And they tell me that a casting director called the Soho House and left a message and said, "We want the model-looking Black girl to audition for this Kevin Hart film."
Okay.
Right? She's 5'11", slim, gorgeous. She is the model bitch, right? Okay. So I was like, oh my God, I love this. I had taken some acting classes. I moved to LA to do this. We're in this energy. And I love this so much for her. So we spent most of our shift helping her run these lines.
Yeah.
Right? And I was just so fucking excited that when I got home that night at 3:00 in the morning, before I stepped in the house, I looked up at the full moon and I was like, God, I want to do this. This is what I came here for. That just lit a fire under my ass. I need to be specific. I want this. Mm-hmm. I had 2 days off.
So not in the mindset of just like, I want to do anything in entertainment.
Yeah, no.
You specifically like, I want to act.
Let me be specific because I've been a punk ass bitch.
Yeah. Selling yourself short, just being like, I'll take anything.
You know, what the fuck am I doing here? Mm-hmm. Go big or go your ass home. Right. So I had 2 days off. I came back to work and there was a note at the front desk. The same casting director called back and said, "That was the wrong one. We wanted Tracey to audition."
No.
Come to find out, the producer of the film is someone who I had chatted with for months and months and months and sat him and helped him and whatever. He was the one who said, but he couldn't remember my name.
Yeah. So she described you to the best of his
ability. Right.
Yeah.
So, when you call there and you say the model Black chick, it's going to be this bitch who's actually a model.
How disappointed was the model?
I don't think she was disappointed at all. I actually don't remember. I don't know if she knew that part of the story, that they had gotten it wrong.
Right.
And I feel like that was something that I learned later on. All I know is that I got to work and there was a note from the same casting director for me to call them to give them my email so that we can communicate and I can come in on audition.
Right. It's funny, because like sometimes people, they see others succeed, they're like upset about it, right? But no, you were helping this person run their lines. And now that benefited you because you were running your lines.
Absolutely.
That worked out perfectly.
Oh my God, I already had a plan.
Right. Like imagine if you were one of those people like, good luck, I'm not helping you or anything. Like then you would have to start all over. And your timeline's fucked. And
then I got to have even more fun with it because she wasn't an actress at all. So she didn't understand creating a character. So when I got the audition, I was like, oh, I'm creating a character. Yeah. Like we're going deep. We're having fun with this shit. I had a great time in the room with I think the 3 casting associates. The next day, my now ex-husband and I had a therapist appointment.
Okay.
And let me see, did this happen before we got married? It must have, because we went to couples counseling before we got married. We were beefing about something. Always on edge with each other. And we weren't talking after our appointment. We're in the house. We're in a studio apartment. I'm on the phone with my niece. I get a phone call. I click over. It's the producer, Clint Culpepper, who I love dearly. This was for About last night. He goes, "I heard you had a great audition. They loved it. So if you want this, this role is yours." Mm-hmm. Not very many lines, but I think you'd be great for it if you want it. And I was like, hell yeah. So he's like, all right, we'll talk about it later. I'm sorry, there was a mix up with the other girl, whatever. We get off the phone. I click back over to my niece. I go, Dej, I just booked a role in a Kevin Hart film. And then my ex-husband, who he had not been talking to me all day, like turns around like,
what?
Excuse me? Guess who's friends again?
Oh, no. No.
Of course, because why not? Now we're celebrating.
Sometimes people suck.
I know.
Yeah. But now, so this is a good segue. I don't want to like hold you too long. I'm sorry, but are we still good or do you good?
We can wrap it.
We'll wrap. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
One thing I want to talk about. So, different acting scenes, right? So, like you've done like comedy movies, scary movies. You've done like comedy roles too. How do you think? And I know you have something I really want to talk about. So, pivoting from like one role to the other, like how do you change gears in your head? Because like when you become an actor, you said you like want to build a character, so you have to build a foundation, you have to build backstory. Like that's your process of getting into that role, right? But then to be like, okay, let's get rid of that entirely and start new. What is your process for that?
Oh man, for so long there was no process, and I was a nutcase. But because I am a yogi now, I call myself a junior yogi always. I'm a yoga instructor, and I have been since 2022. I've been actively I've been a yoga practitioner for about 15 years before I became an instructor, and I have been doing yoga poses since I was a child. I realized when I started training for yoga, I was like, oh, I used to do splits and wheels and butterflies when my family would be watching TV at night at home. Everyone's on the sofa. I would be on the floor stretching as a child. Okay. Anyway, because of that, my background in vinyasa flow emphasizes the breath. Right. And I tell all of my students, this is not a yoga perfect. This is a yoga practice. As long as you connect with the breath, that's all I care about. Connecting with the breath, staying comfortable, checking with your body. You do not have to look like me when you do these poses, but focus on the breathing. Do want you to breathe deeply in and out. And you're doing yoga. That is the origin of yoga, is breath work. So I have developed a program called the breath approach, the breathe approach, which couples the 7 hermetic principles of life with the 7 letters of breathe to help actors and performers regulate their nervous system before, during, and after a performance. Okay. So it's balance, relax, empower, align, transform, harmonize, elevate.
I like how you incorporated the breathing in there. That wasn't you pausing. That was the breathing incorporated in there.
Because the breath gets us through.
That's it.
And it is okay to take a break.
Yeah.
It is okay.
That's a really good, because there's sometimes on stage where I feel like, and I think a lot of new comics do, they like ramble through a set. But a world of difference if you just
take a break.
Just breathe. And just reset.
No one's going to rush you.
No one,
Hey, loser, hurry up.
Tell some jokes.
Stop breathing up there.
but you think that like...
And that absolutely gets us through, because we have to start with a blank slate. Right. And also while we're working, it doesn't matter how prepared we are. If we're nervous, all of that preparation is moot. It doesn't get through and it doesn't come out. And
not genuinely anyway. It may come out, but it'll be choppy and rushed and broken.
Right. And everyone's different, so it manifests differently. Some people shut down. It's like that fight or flight or freeze or fawn response. Do you know about the other two? Have you learned about this?
Fleet or fawn?
Freeze or fawn.
Freeze or fawn?
Yeah. Oh my God. All right. It's wonderful. Yeah. So, fight or flight, when we're faced with fear, we're either running. Some people freeze. Right. Some people don't fight or run.
They just lock up.
They just lock up, or they shut up. Yeah. They can't speak. Or they fawn. They're apologizing profusely. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Please forgive me. I am definitely a freezer and didn't realize that until I learned it. Yeah. So we use the breath to open us up so that we can come back to our center. And sometimes also when we're performing, it's someone else's energy who throws us off. So we may still
Okay.
be prepared. We know all of our lines. We have eaten well. We've stretched. But energy is palpable.
Right. Transferable.
Absolutely. I believe that the spirit, our God, it connects us to each other. It is within us and it surrounds us. So we can feel it. And when I said that I had that project that I worked on that I feel like I behaved weirdly, it's because I was incredibly nervous and dysregulated.
You didn't have a way to cope with it?
Absolutely not. I did not have a way to deal with it. And
So
that's where this program came from.
And you use the principles you're using in yoga that help center you in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can I apply this to something that's another big part of my life?
That's right.
And do you think like the breathing just helps you like reset? And you mentioned clean the slate. So you think that helps you like, okay, I'm done with this part. Like I need to put it, because sometimes do you feel like a role that you're playing, like it just sticks with you and like you like want to shed it, but you almost don't want to shed it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a breathing help. Like I need to put this part of me to bed so I can move to this other thing.
Yes, and it is okay to put it to bed.
Yeah.
You're perfect.
Yeah.
Everything. You're on the right path. Breathe that knowledge into it as opposed to the other crap that we're breathing in and reinforcing. Because I also believe that God is in oxygen. So when we breathe deeply, we get to pull this God oxygen deeper into our bodies.
When other people are on train stations licking the poles and handrails
sitting
and
there.
hugging them and stuff. Yeah.
It's so disgusting.
Just
so
cringing
disgusting.
Watching it happen.
I know. And now I can't believe we use so many Clorox wipes.
I know. But I think that's the whole podcast. I think, thank you so much for coming out here.
Oh my God. Thank you for having me.
Telling me your story. I think I'd love to have you on again because I want to talk about like now where you are in entertainment, now where you are with theater and stuff like that here in Savannah.
Yeah.
And being a big part of the like creative community down here.
Yes.
So I'd love to hear about that. But yeah, go ahead and tell everybody like where they can find you on socials. If you have any like productions coming up that you want to shout out, go for it.
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at Tracey Nicole Graves. That's Tracey with an EY. There are 6 letters in my first, middle, and last name.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, random. And we'll be shooting the 2nd season of On 10 this summer. So that should be out soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next week. The guest I have next week, he's a really funny comic from Savannah. Andre Rodriguez. He's awesome in the open mics and he's done tons of shows. He's going to be on the show next. Don't forget June 6th, Blooper Reel at Billy's house. Come check us out. We'll see you next week.
That's right.